Right, hello there everyone, welcome back to James Redmond TV and welcome to another Redmond Round, the show where we give you all your latest updates and news on football and LFC related topics. People, before we get into today's Redmond Roundup, I want to just kindly ask you if you can smash a like on the video, but only if you enjoy the video, of course. And before I do move into the first topic, I want to touch on England, who obviously beat Czech Republic 1-0 yesterday, in which qualified us to go through. Now, you've got to give credit to England for the fact that we never conceded no goals in the group stage, we never lost the game in the group stage, and we are going through kind of flying colours. But I am only going to give a very little ounce of not respect, because I have respect for everyone in some sort of degree, and I have respect for Gareth Southgate in the position that he's in, and I respect the England manager job is not easy. But to give you credit for just starting Jack Grealish in one game when he should have played all three, and you still haven't played Sancho, I don't know, mate. It's just there's still big questions, because, you know, as England fans, we don't just want to get out the group stage, we want to go as far as we can in the competition, and understandably so. We could get a France in the next round, or I don't know, like a Portugal or a Germany, and that will be a difficult game, no doubt about it. But one thing I will say is you've got to give yourself the best possible chance, and is constantly not starting Jack Grealish and not starting Jadon Sancho doing that? I do not know if it is. Fair play to Raheem Sterling, things that you love to see. Still scoring goals. I believe he's got like 14 goals, 8 assists in the last 20 games that he's got for England. So people might need to put a little bit more respect on his name, but I also do get the argument of he's not being in good form. And I go back to the thing, is he the best option? I'm not sure he is, but he's still smashing it, still creating the space and still getting the goals that we need. Beat Czech Republic, beat Croatia, and then got a draw against Scotland. I just want to ask the question, did we play great in any of them games? No, so that's why I'm still not particularly excited for England's knockout run, let's say, because it's the knockout stages. So I'll just say this, I don't think we're going to win the Euros, but if we play Grealish more, we're giving ourselves a big booster chance, and I really hope that performance from Grealish, which we saw straight away, he changed the game. So if you're not, Gareth, if you're not going to be starting players who change the game, and it's evident, then I'm sorry, it's just one of them, isn't it? Xhaka as well from Arsenal. He had a brilliant game, so fair play to England all round for getting through, but I just feel like we can do more. But anyway, without any more rambling, let's get into today's Redmond Roundup. And obviously, let me know your thoughts about the England game and whatnot in the comments down below. Shout out to my man Robertson as well, who is knocked out of the Euros, unfortunately, but still done an impeccable job. Is impeccable even like a good word? Like, if I said Robbo did an impeccable job for Scotland, am I like giving him credit there? Let me know in the comments down below. Anyway, let's get into the first piece of news. So, Nat Phillips is linked with the club that I have been saying he is most likely going to join if he is to leave Liverpool, in Burnley Football Club. Sean Dyche is interested in our skinhead. 15 million is the report that is being rumoured by James Pearce. Now, I want to talk to you as the audience, because I've had very mixed sort of messages from Nathaniel Phillips about how you think of him as a player. He's, what, 24? Going into next season, he's obviously going to be 25 at some point. So he's now at that stage in his career where he should be entering, or should be looking on entering, his prime. If you look at last season, and if that's the way he performed consistently, season in, season out, bear in mind, that was his first real chance of a consistent run of games. Would you be happy with Nat Phillips? If you were guaranteed, and again, there's no guarantees in life, but if you were guaranteed the performances that he was putting on display last season, he might make the odd mistake, but on the whole, rather consistent. Would you take that? Would you sign Nat Phillips on a 3-year, 4-year contract now, if you knew he was going to be reliable? And of course, if he was happy to take the space on the bench, which I think Nat Phillips would be. Liverpool want to be competing on many, many fronts. You've got to have a good team, and Nat Phillips has shown he can add something to this squad. And if we are ambitious about going through in the League Cup and going through in the FA Cup, then you need to have squad options. And also, you can never discount the possibility of an injury or two. So this is what I'm basically leading towards, to ask the question, are you Nat Phillips in, or are you Nat Phillips out? And there's add-ons to this as well. So another thing that I saw about Kabak, and the reason why I'm bringing up Kabak is because it's very, very relevant. Kabak is 20 years of age. He joined Liverpool on loan. The deal was, if we wanted to buy him permanently, then we would have to pay 18 million euros or pounds, one or the other. And now that he's gone away to Turkey, and Liverpool have sort of distanced themselves off maybe triggering that release clause, it's now coming to surface that his value could be lower. as low as possibly to 8 to 10 to 12 million, there and thereabouts. So if that's the case, and let's say Edwards has done an absolute magician thing where he's gone, nah, you can have him back, we don't really want him, we're not that interested. But then a few weeks later, when Schalke realise, oh shit, there's no one really interested in one of our biggest assets, let's lower the price. Edwards then jumps back into the deal and then buys Kabak. Kabak is only 20 years of age. He's done okay in the games that I saw of him last season. I just didn't want to pay £20 million for someone when we already had Nat Phillips and we've just bought Konate. But if we sell Nat Phillips for 15 million, and let's be honest, FSG are going to try and make every little penny that they possibly can. So if we sell Nat Phillips for 15 million and then we bring in Kabak for, let's say, 10 million, obviously we're making £5 million pounds on profit. Well done, good match change. But also we're getting a younger centre back. So that's why I'm kind of trying to ask you the question, what would you prefer? Basically out of Kabak and Nat Phillips, or would you sell Nat Phillips and reinvest into another young centre-back? Let me know in the comments down below. And not to mention, actually, Reece Williams is still there. You know what I'm saying? So there's many, many factors that do come into this. Next in the news, obviously, this was reported the other day, but I was a little bit late to the news and I actually didn't see it when I'd done the last Redmond roundup. But Neco Williams could be leaving Liverpool Football Club, linked with multiple clubs like Brighton, Newcastle, them type of teams. And I'm not going to lie, I'm not surprised to see him linked away, but I thought it was more going to be a loan spell if I was to make a prediction on what I thought would have happened if Neco Williams was to go. 10 million is the rumour value. Would you take that? Let me know in the comments down below as always. And more importantly, what does this mean? Carragher, I saw Carragher say something the other day, because obviously Liverpool were quite depleted when it comes to options at right back. If Trent is injured, then we're kind of fucked. We could play James Milner, but you don't really want to be playing a 37-year-old at full-back when they've got to be bombing up and down the pitch. It's just not reliable. So then Jamie Carragher brought up a suggestion that if Neco Williams goes and then Trent is our only option and you don't want to be playing James Milner out on the wing and out of full-back, where the role that Trent plays is bombing up and down, you don't want Milner to be doing that. So what is the role that you need to fill in? Do you buy a backup right back, which would be a bit questionable when at least I think, as a Liverpool fan, we need other areas improving more. But let's say we look into our squad and we think, oh, who could maybe do a job there? Jamie Carragher never suggested Joe Gomez. He never suggested Konate. He suggested Oxlade-Chamberlain. Now, I have a few problems with this, and I'm only bringing it up because Jamie Carragher, he's obviously, legend of the club, and his opinions do matter to some degree when it comes to these type of situations. And again, it's just a debate. I disagree with Jamie Carragher with using an Oxlade-Chamberlain at right back. I feel like that's a very FSG thing to do. And let me know what you think as always. I'm always open to ears to being wrong because I'm not right about everything. But again, just my opinion, it's a very FSG thing to do. To move a midfielder, bear in mind you've just let Gini Wijnaldum go for free, to move a midfielder into a position where you could actually just go out and get better cover. Why would you sell Hoover to Wolves for 10 million if you're not going to go and think about improving that position or getting a replacement? If you don't think Neco Williams is good enough, then why did you invest into him being our backup right back? Loads of little questions, but like I said, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Anyway, now with all of the, sort of Liverpool news out the way, let's get into the football transfer news. And the first thing I want to talk about for the Arsenal fans is Emile Smith-Rowe, and the Aston Villa fans. Emile Smith-Rowe is linked to Aston Villa. Now, I believe there was a bid rejected by Arsenal. I think it was 20 to 25 million. Aston Villa are now reportedly looking on making a second bid for Emile Smith-Rowe. A lot of people are saying Aston Villa are swinging their balls around, and I would absolutely say the same thing. And you absolutely should. But also, is this an inclination, if that's a word, that Jack Grealish is going to leave? Big question. You never know, do you? And it could go one or two ways. And I think it's one of them things where they are going to need to start looking at suitable replacements for Jack Grealish. Smith-Rowe, not a bad replacement. 20 years of age, very technically good on the ball. If you want stats, he's got 4 goals and 7 assists in 36 games across all competitions for Arsenal. Bear in mind, that's an Arsenal team that isn't creating a hell of a lot, and they don't really necessarily have world-class players scattered around the pitch. If he was to go to an Aston Villa, he's going into a system that is at least together and more likely than not going to be playing the role of a creative midfielder in that team. Like I said, he's technically good enough to do it, but this is where I want to ask you, the audience, is this the right move for him? And more importantly, is it the right move for Aston Villa and Arsenal to let him go? Because he has still shown signs. He might not be Messi, but he's still shown signs that he can add something to this Arsenal team. Arsenal, you know, they're not in Europa League and they're not in the Conference League next season. So they don't need the options as much, but it still doesn't hurt to have a Smith Rowe. And I'm just thinking, do you want to sell him for 25, 30 million, which I actually don't think is too bad, but it's just with the fact they haven't got mega options above Smith Rowe, which is why I question this. But let me know what you think in the comments down below. Next piece of news, we've got man like Gianluigi Buffon officially returning to Parma after 20 plus years away from the club. Bearing in mind they are a second division team. Bearing in mind Buffon's about 70 years of age. And also, it's just a bit of a mad one all around, yeah. But you've got to respect the love that Buffon has for the game. And I absolutely love to see it. So, Roma are set to add Rui Patricio and man like Granit Xhaka. Janet? Where did that come from? Granit Xhaka, the main man. Arsenal legends and all that other bees knees. Mourinho is looking on adding these players to the squad. I just think of it as one of them things where Mourinho, this is an interesting proposition for him at Roma. You know, he's obviously now looking to include, like Xhaka, he's that type of Højbjerg signing that he was at Tottenham. So Højbjerg to Tottenham, this is now Mourinho's Højbjerg, but at Roma. He's got good players at Roma as well, Mourinho. He's got Mkhitaryan, who I think got 23 goal contributions last season. He also has Dzeko. He has Jordan Veretout, who's got 10 goals from last season in the midfield, by the way. They've got Lorenzo Pellegrini, who was linked with Liverpool, but doesn't actually look like he will be leaving because I think he's got an injury right now. Very good player, though. And I just think all round a very decent balanced squad. Not too bad. To add Rui Patricio and Xhaka to that list isn't really the worst options for me. I'm not saying he's going to go there and win the league, but it's just interesting, isn't it? But let me know what you think in the comments down below. And then lastly, we're back into the Italian league. We've got AC Milan. They want 3 signings. So after letting go Donnarumma and Çalhanoğlu, Donnarumma going to PSG for free and Çalhanoğlu going to Inter for free, they are now looking on adding players to their squad in Olivier Giroud, Hakim Ziyech and Bakayoko, the guy who played for AS Monaco, flopped at Chelsea and is now linked with AC Milan. I believe he's played for AC Milan before, either on loan, maybe I'm wrong there, let me know in the comments down below. Either way, they're looking on spending and they're looking on getting options for their team, and rightly so with some of the players that they've let go recently. Zlatan Ibrahimovic isn't getting any younger, so I understand the Giroud addition, but again, like, are they expecting Giroud to do like a Zlatan Ibrahimovic and play till he's 40, or is he just more as an option? It confuses me. That's reported by Fabrizio Romano that AC Milan are eyeing them 3 players. I think Ziyech would be a good one. Ziyech to AC Milan, I think that would work. I think he would add that element of creativity that they've lost due to Çalhanoğlu going to Inter Milan. I think it makes a lot of sense. As a matter of fact, that could be a very underrated signing with the fact it hasn't worked out for Ziyech in England as well. So possibly. Giroud, again, I don't know if that's going to be 100. Like, what's the intentions for Giroud there? Does he want to play first team football? And if he was to go to AC Milan, would he do that? I'm not too sure. But with Zlatan Ibrahimovic not getting any younger, suppose he's going to get more injuries. You do never know. And then Bakayoko, it hasn't worked out for him since he left AS Monaco, as I said. He is a good player, though. From the things that I've saw from him, he's got the basics that a defensive midfielder needs. He also, furthermore, has the attributes. He has the pace, he has the physicality and all that nonsense. And he can make it work with the right system. And I think AC Milan, regarding they don't sell any or many more top-class players, you know, they've still got good players like Roman Yoli, etc. Donnarumma is a big miss, but I suppose if you can just get a decent goalkeeper who can save a shot, then he's not going to be too missed. If you can go out and then reinvest that into the squad like they're looking to do, then I believe AC Milan can really make that push. That's the way football works. Sometimes you've got to let go one big player and hope the group of players that you get at the end work out for your team. But let me know in the comments down below, how do you see AC Milan going into next season? And I will keep you updated on these transfers to AC Milan. And people, that will be the end of today's Redmond Roundup. Let me know please let me know in the comments down below as well. I don't just ask this just to get more comments. Sincerely about the show and the Redmond Roundup and stuff like that. Are you enjoying the Redmond Roundup? Do you like the concept of me talking about Liverpool first and then getting into the football topics? Do you like the timestamps? All of that. Just, I want to make it a good show. That's all it is. I do this by myself, so creative thinking and stuff. I'm alright with it, but it's also good to get your input as the audience. I don't want to annoy you with these things and be like, I love you and I only want your thingy, and I'm trying to kiss your ass. I'm not trying to do that. I do sincerely love you, but I also sincerely want your opinion about what you think about this show, because if this is going to be my daily show, I want it to be good. So anything that you can let me know. If you like the format as it is, then you don't have to say nothing. But if you think there's things I can change, then definitely do. Smash a like again, only if you enjoyed. A live show should be tomorrow. I'm going to try and plan live shows again for around 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock, there and thereabouts. Just debating football topics, relevant football topics, other ones. There was one that I saw earlier that I want to discuss in Iniesta versus Modric and who is better. The argument's kind of being like Modric is older, 35 years of age, and he's still smashing it. Look what Iniesta's doing at 35. Be a good little debate, but there's loads more that I want to do, and I obviously want to get content creators. So let me know about all of that and more. But people, thank you for watching, and I will see you all later. Peace out.